So we got rules, Tom. Our favourite thing to talk about is rules.
Data sheets. We don't have points yet.
We don't have points, so it's kind of hard to know what's good and what isn't. But what I can tell you is there's a fucking lot of them. Do you remember when they said, like, 10th edition's going to be streamlined and simplified?
Mm-hmm.
How do you like 254 pages of Space Marine rules? Pretty streamlined, huh?
It's a lot of rules.
So many!
It's a lot of rules.
So, like, the computer literally can't load them quickly enough.
So many rules.
So many rules!
I don't know if I need that many Space Marines.
Just keeps going and fucking going.
Oof.
This doesn't even include all the fancy Space Marines.
Oh.
This is just, Codex Good Boys. 252 pages.
Ooh.
If you want, Codex Cool Kids, that is more data sheets.
Oh my god. It's too many.
It's a lot, isn't it?
It's too many, Ben. Come on.
Oh. But they have been very quick to respond to a particular issue. I'm going to give Games Workshop some credit there.
Yeah, they've already fixed the Death Watch.
Mm-hmm. Death Watch came out like a day or two ago, and people noticed that there was like a big wombo combo where one unit of Death Watch Marines with the right equipment and stratagems could deal like 44 mortal wounds in one attack.
Mm-hmm.
And they fixed it almost immediately.
Already patched it, which is kind of genius.
I mean, on one hand, great. They've responded very quickly to an obvious break in the rules. It's this one here, where Hellfire rounds will not affect weapons with devastating wounds. That's what they added to stop the broken thing. But it does already mean those packs of cards you can't buy yet are already wrong. So swings around. I would rather they don't leave the game broken.
Yeah.
But I would also like the rules to not be yet wrong before they are released. But I guess you can't have both.
No, I think just fix. Do the fix. And have your bad cards.
Yeah. There is another thing they haven't fixed yet that feels pretty broken. Dark Angels have a thing where they have a stratagem that means everything that hits that unit gets -1 damage off of it.
Ooh.
They also have a unit of Terminators that just permanently have that on them.
Okay.
And you can double stack them as well if you want to. So these guys, they always subtract -1 damage. And you can put the stratagem on them as well to subtract 2 from the damage of every attack that hits them.
Okay.
The problem is they've forgotten to mention the critical phrase down to a minimum of 1.
Yeah.
So you could hit these guys with, 100 Power Fist attacks, and you could spend 1 CP to reduce that damage 2 Power Fist down to damage 0.
Oh.
And then you literally can't be hurt.
Oh.
You're already, by default, immune to small arms fire. Anything with damage 1 literally can't hurt you. Oopsie doopsie!
Oh yeah, it's like the Nundams. They had that rule.
They did. They patched that fairly quickly last time, didn't they?
Yeah.
God, so they just made the same mistake again. Whoops. Feels weird that they've fixed the Death Watch one, but not this one.
I feel like the internet was more up in arms.
Really? More up in arms about mortal wounds than being invincible. If I had to pick one broken thing, that someone told me you can have a unit that's super killy or a unit that can't be killed. I think I know which one's stronger.
If you get one of those in your army, I think I'd go with the super killy unit.
Well, that's true. If you can only have one, but you can have more than one.
Well, but if you get two of each of those, yeah, I think the killer unit, because you still kill the rest of their stuff.
That's true. But you could take I guess they max out at 3, don't they? You can't have more than 3 units of the same thing.
But suddenly, actually having 3 unkillable units, you can now be on 3 objectives.
Yeah.
And just be like, great.
And then just hold everything else in reserve until you've killed their mortal wound
machine.
We've got a little bit of a walk back in time for Dark Eldar Warriors.
Dark Eldari.
But there's something I never had seen before on this page. Because I remember the previous ones to these.
Yeah.
The 3rd edition box set boys, as shown here.
Look at him.
But I do not remember this fine gentleman.
Yeah.
Who's this guy? Is that a rogue trader, Dark Eldar? I don't know if they existed.
Oh. I've got no idea.
I mean, he looks pretty bad, but the fact I don't recognize him is like a first.
Well, it's got like fairly modern basing technique.
Yeah, it's an old model painted more recently.
Yeah.
It wouldn't have been like that in the Rogue Trader days. But then they didn't used to have painted versions of all their models.
Oh, yeah, at all.
Because I remember these guys,
Yeah.
but he's not one of these guys.
Those guys are great.
Rogue Trader, Evil Space Elf. Honestly, if it wasn't on Warhammer Community, I'd have said...
That's just some random fucking Space Wars.
Yeah, that's like a Warzone miniature or something. I would not have thought that was a real Citadel model. I'm kind of boggled by that, and I wish they would explain it.
Yeah, I do not recognize it.
Is it one of these guys? Like, these are the very
Oh,
first...
yeah, Dark Elf Space Trooper.
There it is, because this is literally the first wave of miniatures that ever came out for Rogue Trader.
Oh, Imperial Bodyguard. Look at that boy.
There he
Classic.
is, the original Fab Stodes. That Psyker still holds up. And I remember that Heavy Trooper from my combat cards. Space Orc, Space Goblin, he's the same size as the Space Orc. That's pretty fun. There he is. I've never seen this model in the flesh, I guess.
Yeah.
It existed. We've got a new Tyranid, the Death Leaper.
He's got a dress.
He has got a cool cape, hasn't he? I like him. He's like a super lictor.
I'm honestly into it. I think this model's really good.
He's awesome. He looks like a real evil alpha predator guy. And my headcanon is that Tyranids have eaten so many Imperials that they're like the strongest, most great heroes of the Imperium are the Space Marine captains with capes.
Oh, yeah, with the little skirt. And so, fuck it, let's put that on our...
So they've evolved. They're like, I don't understand how this makes them better, but it does somehow.
But all of their best ones have that, so we... let's try it out.
Let's evolve. Let's adapt. Capes of our own.
Yeah, it's just a big meat skirt.
Yeah. Is it like a squirrel, like, you know, with the underarm glider?
Yeah, I imagine he can do a bit of like a Batman jumping off a thing.
Oh, and he can like fall slowly, like a
Yeah,
grab
to help cushion his landing a little bit. Maybe.